everybody understands, or is this weird language?
This is Azildan in Zildan's head.
I missed it. I had a bad connection momentarily.
I wish to have words with you, designation Azildan.
Well, I'm standing right here.
I
And you are...
am Arkeston.
That is your designation?
Correct.
Well, Arkeston, what do you have to say?
I have been waiting for you to step off a world that is highly spied upon by entities known as deities. This place
Yeah, they do
is
a lot of that.
suitable for our conversation. I have learned that the best way to hide from them is to hide in plain sight. Too many gods, too many religions here, and it is in this chaos where, ironically, we may meet.
Well, here we are, meeting.
How much time is passing for the conversation?
Yeah, so you guys catch up to Azildan, and
Yeah.
he's standing there. You by now know that things are wrong.
Yeah, the machine is broken. Was that you?
Yes. Yes. The machine is broken. The multiverse is collapsing.
Ragnarok, yeah, I'm aware.
It has many names. But the Ragnarok cycle, this time may very well be the last. Which means that something out there... And you notice everyone in this place, when he said out there, they all cock their heads to the heavens in the same direction.
We'll look that way too to see if there's something coming.
You see there's kind of like a swirl in the sky. It means that the horrible things that the gods themselves have chained, the horrible things that would devour everything in creation, out there, when creation collapses upon itself and becomes smaller, we give ground to them. And this time, Ragnarok, as well as several other cycles, all conjoin with this contraction. While illogical, I feared that you would not come.
What am I supposed to do about this?
You will help.
Alright, specific, am I killing some enemy? Creating something? Am I moving boxes? What is it? You need...
Yes.
That was far less specific than I expected from a bloke like yourself.
There are things. Things that are normally spread across a single world that have been spread across many. Long since these things have been together. You must seek them out. For in the pattern of your making, you know how to assemble them.
The etchings. It has to do with my carvings.
Yeah? Yeah.
But I don't understand them.
If I bestow upon you the ability to find the first, then I will set into motion, for the last time, One who would seek to make... No. This time will be different. This is where my kind and I disagree. This is why I am outcast. For I know what must be done. This cycle must come to an end as well.
So, what is it I need to find?
The first. Do you accept? He gives you a look like he actually feels sorry for you.
Is there a chance I maybe make up for some of the things I've done?
Yes. You and your friends. He glances to the others. Are on the doorstep of greatness, while you are young and not powerful enough yet.
Is this in real time? Or
Yep.
is this, like,
Yeah,
super fast?
Well, this is telepathy. He's actually saying all this out loud to your heads.
Okay. Because otherwise it'd be like, so are we hitting him? Do we just sit here and watch the blue guy?
Friends are part of this last cycle. This grand conjunction of cycles that will be broken with a great contraction. Gods and mighty beings everywhere are waking up. Some have prepared for this, others are woefully unprepared. This is the time for which I gave up my position amongst my people. Those that first brought law to the unending chaos and darkness of the multiverse. So long ago. If I give you the compass, you will be hunted. But you are also a hunter. You have lived, like me, with law guiding you, but the ability to turn it into something else. You will know what to do when you find the first. Perhaps you will find the second, but know if you are to find two, surely the Queen of Chaos shall turn her gaze towards you.
Is this back just in his mind?
Nope.
I'll take you.
Ukher's thinking about pantsing him.
He turns towards Ukher. Without us, there would be no creation. And your small problems and your small people would never have existed. Without law, you would be an animal. And the thing that grows inside you would make you no better than one of her servants.
Without us, your problem doesn't get solved.
I have existed for a very long time. And once I find someone to bestow the compass to, then my days shall be numbered. And I will go into that dark and experience whatever it means to die.
Not so bad, actually.
You wake up and the dice up. Oh, sorry.
I'll take your compass if you're ready.
He does this weird sort of hand motion, and he's like tracing in the air, not just one symbol, but all 8 of the symbols that you have created. You now realize your confusion, Azildan. You've been trying to turn it into one sigil when there were actually 8.
Oh.
His hands kind of tracing all 8 of these paths. They are still complex. He touches his forehead, and there's a circle with something revolving around it that goes blasting into your forehead.
That's not a compass!
You feel the grasping kind of presence of your deity, and Arkeston basically turns to him in your head and says, "No, this is not for you," and banishes him from your head.
What? Okay.
And you are given a mental compass.
Okay.
It feels like it's burnt right in the middle of your forehead. Like right underneath the skin of your skull, in your brain. Arkeston retreats from that. He no longer has that little dot over his forehead. Azildan has kind of like that dot, like it's glowing blue, but it's glowing blue from inside his skull.
Okay.
Can you feel it?
Yeah, that would be that burning sensation under my skin.
The first is in the marketplace. I must leave. And Ukher and him and all of you hear this horrible sound of a wolf baying.
Don't worry about that. Uh-oh.
I must leave. But know that you may have to face these things. I will try to lead them away. I've lingered here for a long enough time. And you notice he releases the hold he has on people, and they're all kind of like, what's going on? And they continue, and they hear the wolf, and they're scattering.
Thank you.
He bows to you, and then just sort of collapses in on himself into like this blue star, and then the blue star just goes whipping away and up towards the mountains or the sky. You then hear a few moments later, like the sound barrier being broken, like a crackle from the heavens, and a bit of a wind, a streak in the sky.
Alrighty. Yeah, I can't do that.
And Ukher, you get the sense that whatever was baying, it was a wolf, but the wolf also had clicking mandibles.
One of those interesting sort of factoid. If you have clicking mandibles, you're not a wolf. It's just one of those sort of things out there. You know, Darwin's funny that way. Ukher reserves the right to punch any wolf with mandibles in the face.
Back up that decision. 100%. Mandibles, wolves, punch in face.
Yeah, oh, clack, 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 clack. If something goes clack, 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 basically, that's the sound that the body really isn't supposed to make.
Okay, Azildan, you can feel like you can summon the compass in your head by just concentrating on it or thinking about it.
Yeah, he's going to do that right now, actually.
Okay.
That was in the market.
you actually can feel this soft but a constant tug pulling you a specific direction into the market.
Azzy.
You know, follow me for.
And while you're concentrating on it, it also looks like, you know how if you put it like a flashlight against the back of your hand and the light comes out the other side? This is like a flashlight through your skull, and there's like the blue circle with the dot in it coming through your forehead when you're concentrating on this.
You've got a thing on you.
Yep. We're gonna find something, and then we'll go to your fighting circus. All right. We're just gonna find something here in the market, and that'll be that for now.
You know, it kind of sounds childish to go to a fighting circus after Blue Guy just did a big spell around everybody. Nobody even seems to know.
Yeah, they're not special like us.
They're special.
That thing spoke like it was a god, says Lokrik.
Yeah, it was not a god. You know, in fact,
Is that your new Maliki? Did we just see your Maliki?
Yeah, that was not Maliki.
See, this where screws that, Jazz. We have a fighting circus to attend. That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
That's just. I want to find something in the market. It's a big bloody market.
Okay, let's go to market.
All right. You follow this thing. You know, you kind of have to walk around some buildings, but you get the direction of where it is, and soon you're staring at this big warehouse of what looks like sticks, staves, and other things. And in fact, we'll call the name of the store Sticks, Staves, and Other Things. Racks and racks of quarterstaves, clubs, wooden objects, but in the back, it actually you see a sign that says wands.
What are we doing here?
We're looking for something.
You haven't really said what Blue Guy wanted. What did the Blue Guy want?
Oh, yeah, he's gonna give me something to offset Ragnarok.
Oh!
Knick-Knack's Big Stick Emporium.
His name is Knick-Knack.
Alright, so I've actually got a good picture for this.
See? I'll beat you upside the shins, see?
I think I made him one of the evil or neutral characters?
The goggle guy?
No, the gnome.
The gnome.
Yeah, he's here. So
look at me. I don't wear pants. You know, it's ended up on your forehead. That's a lot better, more convenient than having it be like a superfluous third nipple that just sort of like orbited your other nipple.
New customers.
Yep, that would be us, new customers. Over here, so
he's actually a dwarf, but he looks gnomish. It looks like he's half gnome, half dwarf. Who are you?
Well, I might be asking the same about you. Given that you've come to my shop, or one of my shops, the one that's public-facing anyways.
He stops, like he said too much.
Welcome to the Sticks, Staves, and Other Things. Oh, what other things, you ask? Plenty of other things.
It depends, and he wiggles his ears.
What sort of coin you've got to spend?
Got a great deal to spend, provided you have what we're looking for.
I've got little sticks and big sticks, all colours, hard, soft, and many... Well, you could fill in the blanks.
I'm a woodsman by trade. Don't usually have trouble finding sticks.
No. But sticks can contain things beyond just sap. Maybe you could leave the large guys out there. They seem to be more about cudgels.
You might think so.
I've got a stick for you to see. You want to see a stick?
He wraps something on the table, and like a bunch of clubs and things rise into the air. 14 to be exact.
You got telekinesis as a spell, don't you?
Come in. Don't stand in the dirt. And no touching and saying strange words while touching these sticks. The ones in the back are all magic.
He must have at least half a dozen staves and maybe 50 wands.
Do we still, sorry, I know I missed a bit at the beginning. Do we still have stuff to sell? Because this seems like a good spot to sell some staff.
We don't have our selling done yet.
You begged Lokrik to come along instead of him standing back and doing the sell. Yeah.
We'll have to come back here for getting rid of stuff for a hold.
Yes. If you have anything...
If there's any problem, say... and then I will come help.
Yeah,
No.
alright.
Not you.
He's just trying to... So I'm going to look around for a bit. He's just trying to follow the compass.
Okay. The compass leads you to a barrel that says unidentified wands on it.
Okay. He'll start pulling out wands till he finds the one he's looking for, whatever's in there.
Okay. So you begin to... Oh, you know where it is. It's right at the bottom of the barrel.
Oh, for fuck's sake. You have another barrel?
What are you looking for?
There's a wand at the bottom I want.
These are all junk. Why are you
They're not
digging in my junk?
It's not junk, I want the one at the bottom. Well, one of them, obviously there's more than one.
He's looking at the rest of you. He simply starts just waving his hands, and the wands start lifting up, like with telekinesis, and they just start going over and stacking.
Gonna speak in, like...
He shows you one wand, like the wand goes up in front of you, like, are you looking for that one? You looking for that one? You looking for that one?
No, still down there.
Okay. All the wands have come out.
Well, that's the last one.
Where the hell is it?
Oh, it's actually sitting at the bottom. For some reason, he couldn't or didn't grab that one.
It's this one. He reaches in to grab it.
Oh, something just grabbed a hold of you, Azildan.
Uh-oh.
Okay, Ukher's gonna come.
No,
Ukher's coming.
it's more of a... It's a black wand. It's about this long. It's got sort of like it looks like wood, like blackened wood, but it might actually be metal. It's hard to describe what substance it's made out of. The tip is just sort of like rounded with age, and the other side is weird.
How much for this?
You came here out of all my things and wanted the thing at the bottom of the junk pile that you knew what was there. What sorcery is this?
He wants your junk.
No sorcery.
Let's have a
Junk
look
has
here.
very little value because it's junk.
He asks you to hand it over.
He hands it over.
He waves a hand. He's casting Detect Magic.
It's junk.
How much you want for your junk?
He looks like he's in a panic now. Like he knows you want it really badly, but he's admitted that it's junk.
It's not for sale.
Everything for sale.
That's the law here.
And it's junk, so it has to be very good price for junk. Wouldn't want to be considered a thief.
Perhaps I have misidentified it. If you'd permit me a day to have a look at it, I can set a proper price.
Sense motive?
Sure.
Plus 15.
28.
I spend a mythic on that too.
Okay, he gets a 30.
32, because he spent a mythic.
Yeah, he thinks it's more valuable. You've caught him and he's embarrassed that that he didn't identify what it might be. He thinks it's much more valuable than it should not have been stored in the unidentified junk wand bin.
I will grant you this one evening to re-identify the wand. When we return in the morning, I expect a fair price for what it's worth. Anything contrary to that, I'll bring you and your business to the authorities. Is that understood?
Yeah, give me an intimidate check.
Oh no, fuck. -1?
Alright, let's do this. 15.
His hit
I'll
dice.
spend a mythic?
You spent a mythic? Alright.
What is it? 10 plus hit
20.
dice plus your weight.
It's at least 14. It's 14 or 24 plus his wisdom mod.
Yeah.
So DC is 26.
Yeah, didn't make it.
Okay, yeah. He actually turned around as he was looking at the wand and setting it down on the table while you were talking to him. He's like,
Yes, yes, of course.
What time?
My name is Gwithro Nobbledygook.
I didn't ask that. I said what
Gobbledygook
time.
is the best.
No, I want you to make sure you know the proper name when you go complaining to the authorities.
Is there something large in his building?
yeah, there are clubs for like large creatures and stabs and that sort of thing.
I'm like anvil or
Boat.
a boat, a stove.
There are some rather large barrels full of sticks. There's nothing Ukher large. There's like normal shop kind of large.
I'm looking for something like 2,000 pounds. I want it to be just outside of his stupid telekinesis spell, so he has to. Ukher's thinking to himself, "There's nothing."
He's now treating it like it's like you've seen merchants treat valuables before with tender care. He's put on little white gloves and he's trying to figure it out. He's put it on a nice satin a square of cloth.
Yes, tomorrow. I think I'll shut my shop early. This seems to be worth looking into.
See, we brought no charisma people for this adventure. Yes, we both brought Lokrik, but it's unfair to say, Marty, roleplay yourself.
Yep.
He's just going to sit there going, "Well, you didn't fuck it up too bad."
All right, Ukher. Let's go watch you dominate at the fighting circus.
I just want to convince them that the right god of strength is strong.
Yeah, whatever. You usually do that by beating the crap out of people, don't you?
No. Big rock. Biggest rock.
Well, I think that's going to go over. Well, then again, you do lift really big rocks. Well, to each his own.
Mutually assured destruction. You're trying to kill me, but I hold up a giant rock. And if I die, the rock falls, and we all die.
Falls and you die too.
Mutually assured rock destruction.
Okay. A couple hours later, Ukher has just knocked out all opponents that have come to like bare knuckle box him. There's just people all knocked out cheering Ukher's name.
Oh yes. Thor is strong. Ukher is strong.
You knock out the 4th level warriors that show up to try to attack you. and one gnoll who you actually had to try a little, you know, like an 8th level kind of an 8th level barbarian or something.
Oh. Ukher's bleeding his own blood.
I just picture Ukher holding someone by the forehead doing that thing.
No. Well, he basically went crashing into them and punts them away and laughs, and he's drinking in between the sets. It's mildly amusing. This gives a chance for Lokrik to actually talk to Azildan. What do you think it was?
Yeah. I'm not sure. It's part of a greater whole. You said that much. You know those things they used to carve into the walls of Sailor Wormbine?
Yeah.
He knew them. He knew those same symbols. I used to think they were all part of one, but they're not. They're 8 separate ones.
Interesting.
There's something in my head that certain groups seem to find valuable. It's the reason, apparently, my cell wasn't destroyed when I was exposed after, you know, the whole air thing.
I'm still listening.
This new fella seems to think if I find parts that this thing in my forehead seems to help me find, it'll give us some control over Ragnarok or the end or whatever, this cycle. He seems to be concerned this is going to be the last one. There'll be nothing left afterwards.
His powers were definitely impressive.
Yeah, I'll say.
But why didn't he come before us before?
He said he was waiting for me to travel off-world to a place where he could hide himself. Here he said there's so many deities that it's hard to, I guess, see the forest through the trees, so to speak.
Interesting. So he couldn't go to a Grover to speak to you there?
Nor could he go to Vosgard.
I somehow suspect that we should have used this gate long ago. I have a feeling
But
that...
didn't the big guy go here a while back? Keeps going on about it like it's some big accomplishment. So what I've been trying to tell you is, I know the problems of Vosgard are bad, but it's not just Vosgard we've got to worry about, it's everywhere. And I'm afraid there might have to be some sacrifices made.
Well, at least he appears to be on our side. His aura was comforting, if a bit rigid.
I agree.
If he is what he is, he told us we were. Our salvation will come through organization, not through disorganization, through panic. We must unite against what it is that is coming. At least that is what he told me.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Alright, so first things first, we've got to get this friggin' wolf out of Ukher.
Yes.
That thing's scary.
Him to have a way to control it. This is rather risky. What happens if he transformed here?
Look at him. I could beat these guys up. This is nothing. I'm surprised he's working up a sweat. Must be hot up there.
Well, he is drinking while fighting.
Well, it's true. It is actually rather remarkable. He hasn't spilled a drop yet, isn't it? Look at that. He just holds it up above their heads and plonk. Oh, there he falls down. Yeah, he's going to have a limp the rest of his life. Look at that. Your leg's not supposed to bend that way. Of course, you're not supposed to fly and hit walls that hard either.
You see those bold people over there? The ones in the yellow or the orange robes.
Yeah. They look familiar.
They look like they could be of the same subrace of human as Ukher. They're much skinnier and smaller.
Okay.
They're wearing orangish robes, and they are not like celebrating, like they're not there drinking, having a good time. They seem to be watching in awe of Ukher and whispering quietly amongst themselves.
Okay.
There are three of them.
Oh, no, they're a little different. There's some blokes in New Dis that they hand out pamphlets a lot, and they just really irritate me. So never mind, it's not them. We'll go talk to them.
New Dis?
Yeah, it's a city in.
I know.
You know what? It's just a sad story.
I know what Dis means. Is that where you went?
No, I went to New Dis. I don't know the geography. It's I was basically in two buildings. So.
They're definitely interested in Ukher for some reason, but the interest is borderline worship.
Do you learn Ukher's language yet?
No, I am embarrassed to say I never learned Akunian.
Me neither. But maybe since they're here, they understand a few others.
Perhaps we'll have to get Ukher to start teaching us.
Well, we are heading to his homeworld. It's a little late, to be honest, but we'll do what we can, huh?
Right, yeah, he took Nalburnese and Esclav as his last several languages. Orc, Gnome. He was getting down the list, but he didn't quite make it to Ukher.
That's alright, you fuckers. I got a long list of languages that ain't nobody speaks.
Alright, are you going to the 5 daggers? Or 6 daggers, or whatever it's called?
We'll go talk to the little bald dudes. Or see if we can.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can approach them. I've got some tokens for these guys, I think. What did I call them? Monks? Yeah, I called them monk. Who are you, monk?
My name is Monk. My job is Monk. My title, Monk. I'm Monk of Monk.
I speak Elven, Gnome. Well, first language is probably a good start.
Kung Fu Man.
Excuse me. Hello.
Okay, immediately as you approach, there's one man who puts up his hands in a defensive stance. Like you approach the other two monks too quickly.
Yeah, he raises his hands like I've got no weapons. I'm not casting spells.
Pardon,
We
my
just
friend.
wanted to talk.
What language are you speaking?
Vosslandic.
Okay, this guy's shaking his head like, no, don't approach him any further. This guy's trying to calm him down. He lowers his hands a little bit, and then this one approaches. He bows to you.
He'll bow back. Do you speak Vosslandic?
He looks at you like he doesn't understand.
He points at him like Gazareeja.
His eyes go wide in recognition. He's bobbing his head up and down.
And then he points to Ukher, and he's like, Ukher, Azildan, friend.
He nods. Let's distinguish.
He turns back to Lokrik. Honestly, you haven't got a spell for this and nothing.
Lokrik will see if he's got a spell for this. I don't know. You're also a cleric, Mark. Such spells are on your list. Lokrik does not have.
I was with you. That's why I'm prepared tongues. That's why.
Lokrik does not have comprehend languages as a spell. Of course, he only has like a limited bard selection. So he's like.
Midwick should have this as a potion.
Okay, Midwick hands you a potion. Azildan.
Okay, he takes it.
You have one.
You speak. I understand.
Hello. My name is Jackal. Do not worry about my brethren here. They are fighting monks of Tebb.
He nods and.
They are very protective. There are many strange folk in this place, many that would do us harm.
Okay, he kind of raises an eyebrow, like, why?
He doesn't explain.
Um.
He seems at peace with that fact.
Okay.
You have training. I can sense it. In the way you walk, you have learned some sort of katas, or...
He speaks Elven and sees if there's any recognition.
He cocks his head off to the side. He's listening.
Delidrin Archer, he says in Elven.
He's like searching his mind. It's almost like you triggered something that like sounds familiar to him, but he then finally just nods. Whatever school of fighting it is, it has shown you the path, hasn't it?
Yeah, he nods.
Your friends, they are dwarves, he says.
He nods again. Yes.
We have a different word for their names of their creatures, but these two of your friends look much more noble than the rock dwellers on my world.
He turns to Lokrik, King, and he kind of does the crown.
Yep. He nods. It is good to... Yeah, you're comprehending languages right now, right?
Yeah, I'm comprehending. I can't speak.
Do you have tongues?
I do have tongues.
And that's
But I was
probably...
with a bard. Why would I have to do that with a bard?
Because Lokrik didn't learn that spell.
That's why I'm saying. Normally, this requires 2 comprehend languages potions to work.
Yep. Maybe he cast comprehend languages on himself. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah. He's not that kind of... He's a cleric monk as opposed to a monk.
A fighting monk.
Yeah. It is a...
Oh, that's better.
Do the two of you know him? And he points out towards Ukher, who's taking a drink and going over and talking to some people who are congratulating him. He's actually got a bunch of men holding on to his arm as he's just lifting them off the ground and then doing the same on the other side, much to the cheer of the crowd.
The mighty Ukher. He's a Baku.
Makari, a wrestler from Gazareeja.
Yes, that's where he's from. We're trying to get him home.
Not a honorable warrior, says one of them, the older man.
You go tell him that.
It is, it is a style of fighting to please nobles, not a way of life.
It probably is. However, when you're as strong as he is, it works quite well.
He is the spitting image of Gesaria.
Is that the guy from Runeshoid?
Yep. No, not Rush. Yeah, his statue was.
There
in
was
there.
a statue in Runeshoid that Ukher stole a cloak from.
That's right.
Ukher traded a cloak with him.
Yeah. Well, he's about the size.
Sorry, I'm running over my fucking
The cords.
cord. Yep.
Yeah, don't do that. Your wheels can cut him.
Yep.
Well,
He is a spitting image of Gesaria. We are telling Gesaria's story. My brothers here do not think so. They think he is simply a Kunian, a barbarian. But there are some stories or versions of his great epic that suggest that he was a Kunian, and that the rise of the Kunian Empire was inspired by Gesaria. Gesaria saw that his people were on the right path to bring civilization, unite the many tribes of Gazareeja, and then went to other places to do the same. My brothers disagree.
well, I can't tell you about that particular, but I can tell you my friend Ukher is a Kunian, is from Gazareeja, is a barbarian, and has gone out of his way to unite peoples in other worlds. And is the strongest person you will ever see in your entire life.
So you know this man, Ukher?
Yeah. I seen his nuts and everything.
That's some bonus XP right there.
Ah. May we meet him?
Yeah. Seems to be running out of opponents there.
I had to convince my brothers not to go into the arena.
Always a good choice.
It's satchel filled with nuts he collects. Alright, so you've made contact. Your spells are kind of running a little thin at this point in time, but they're waiting to meet Ukher. They're just standing quietly and politely off to the side.
Once Ukher's like down the last guy, whatever.
Yeah, he's just showboating to the crowd at this point.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You see your companions.
Ukher!
These are... give me a knowledge Gazareeja, knowledge religion Ukher.
I think do I know anything about where I'm from? I might have retrained it. I did retrain it. I learned how to do boats. Knowledge religion I have. 24.
Okay. These men have the look of a pan kind of world religion or kind of spiritual organization. And I gotta find the name of it, which will be on your world. No, it will be on a sandbox for the good campaign.
That's going back.
Yep. These monks come from a place called Satyaloka. Satyaloka is close to where the Aveshi live. These men look like they could be equivalent to, like, they're not Akunian, they're equivalent to, like, the Chinese of your...
So Yeenoghu.
Of your, yeah. Yeenoghu. It's hard to tell. Like, there's a mix going on, but they are wearing robes of the Satyalokan monks.
Oh, Satyaloka! Ukher's gonna walk over. We have like sticks his hand out for like a handshake. He's been around the barbarians for a long time.
Okay, they all, when you approach, they bow. The two ones on the end are much more curt. Tycho actually bows deeply and like to the point where you can't see his eyes anymore. And then you realize as your hand's kind of stuck in his face as he's bowing that you're being terribly rude.
Ukher will pull his hand back and he'll do a bow.
Yep.
It's been a couple years. It has been some time.
We have never been to the Mystical Valley.
This valley is not bad.
I am Tycho, and these are my two companions. He says two names. That yeah, it's like guard 1, guard 2.
Yep.
He's speaking in a broken...
High dynastic, low dynastic, Akunian...
he's speaking in low dynastic to you.
It is... long time since I've practiced this one. It's been years, actually. Nice to meet you. Ukher, not such.
Your friends tell me that you come from Gazareeja. That you are Kunian, just like Gesaria.
Yes.
He smiles at this now that, you know, the man's... It's like they sort of believed Azildan, but they believe you when you actually say yes. Like,
yeah, I am Urekun.
Nods. It is a pleasure, and he begins to bow a bunch more times. The other two men don't. We are telling
It's good
Gazar's
for
story.
stretching your glutes.
There are many monks in Tebb that have read Gazar's story. And they have read the millions of words in each of the variations of his story. But Gazar did not return. So now we know we must speak his epic out loud. And while it may take us many, many years for us to complete it, and there are many variations of his epic, once we complete it, it is our hope and belief that Gazar will return. And if not, there are some doubters amongst us that simply speaking his epic out loud will not be enough, that we must enact it in play.
No.
And perhaps then he will return. And
Ukher has a consternated look on his face.
And return not only to deliver Tebb from our oppressors, but to save us in this dire time.
Who are the oppressor?
You came to Bartertown and you did not come through Tebb?
No. I was saved by Tzahagan the Bugan from Gazareeja and brought to Runeshrod, like Gezar was.
The gods took you from your home?
Yes.
They begin talking really quickly in another language. You don't know this language. The old men, the two fighting monks do not believe you. But he seems to be trying to convince them that the gods, and he keeps on saying to Zbagamugan, took him and brought him to which world?
The Voslendic place.
Why go to where the barbarians live to teach them how to live?
There is statue of Gezar in their temple of Hero.
Even those blonde-haired barbarians. Yes, they know of Gesar. They know that he is the king of kings. It is a deep honor to meet you, Ukher. Favored of the gods.
I am nice to meet you too.
I am so sorry about Gazareeja. So sorry.
Could you... Is it more than slug demon things that are a problem?
Demons, yes.
Oni.
We do not go... Our brethren do not go to Gazareeja anymore. By orders of the great Lama himself of Tebb.
Do you know song to Gazareeja?
No. But we know the song to Tebb.
Can you tell us song to Tebb?
To sing to the great ring, to the gift from the gods, that brought us here into many worlds, that allow men to mingle with other creatures. It would take many years for us to teach you the proper throat singing.
That is why we have Great Dwarf King Bard, who sing very well.
But as senior monk here in Bartertown, I would be honored to bring you to Tebb.
Do they have song to Gazareeja on Tebb?
I would very much like you to meet the great Lama. He shall know what to do.
Azildan turns to Lokrik. My potion's starting to wear off and the translation's a little fuzzy, but they want him to pet a llama. That sounds good.
Isn't that a goat?
Well, it's a big goat, basically, yeah.
You've been around the Kunian for this long, you don't know llama means king?
No one speaks it for you!
it means high priest.
We go to, we have a regular schedule as more bards come with more parts of the story of Gesar.
Lokrik. Why would they want him to pet a high priest?
Not sure.
Oh, right, never mind.
The two on the ends don't like him. The one in the middle does.
What is normal schedule? When is next trip?
3 days. Every 3 days.
It has been good to meet you, Tycho.
Perhaps you can join us at our tents and listen to some of the story of Gesar. It would be our great honor to have one that follows in Gesar's shadow.
They are, Ukher's gonna... He doesn't really have to turn, he just has to repeat the words. I think we would be very honored, because whatever he says, they understand.
Yep.
I think